2024 marks the beginning of the 6th generation of Subaru's Impreza. For this generation, gone is the sedan, gone is the manual transmission, but we have 2 engines, lots of standard safety. In this video, we're going to dig into just how good the Impreza is and does it have enough to compete with the Mazda 3, Toyota Corolla, and Honda Civic. As Subaru applies the wilderness treatment to its SUVs, the Forester and the Outback currently, with the Crosstrek Wilderness coming soon, the Impreza has faded a little bit from the limelight. That's not to say the company is abandoning its compact hatchback. In fact, for 2024 it's all new, and the 2024 remake is looking to put the little Impreza back into the spotlight. And with strong competition in the hatchback market from Honda, Toyota, and Mazda, the smallest Subaru needs all the light it can get to stand out. The sedan may be gone for this generation, but the attributes, the symmetrical all-wheel drive, EyeSight, safety features, and reliability that have all made Subaru's Impreza a smart choice over the years in the compact segment remain in full force. In fact, during a wonderful week of delightful driving along Canada's famous Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia, the Impreza and I became very well acquainted, as one does with road tripping over 1,000 kilometers. What powers the 2024 Subaru Impreza? Actually, there are 2 engines, which, at least in my mind, is one too many. The 2 lowest trims, convenience and touring, make do with a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine, creating 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque all through a CVT. The top 2 trims, RS and Sport Tech, on the other hand, boast a larger 2.5 4-cylinder boxer engine with a more appropriate 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, also delivered through a CVT. All Imprezas, of course, feature Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, which is a staple for the brand, and while the CVT is good but not great, it's nonetheless astonishingly better than their forgettable 5-speed manual gearbox, which is thankfully no longer offered. What's the 2024 Subaru Impreza like to drive? Well, it's respectably good as long as you have the 2.5-liter engine, as I did in my RS tester. The Cabot Trail features both lengthy and quick inclines and declines, plus a plethora of twists and turns, both short and sweeping. With its low center of gravity, the planted feeling remains constant and the body roll at a minimal amount. Accelerating the highway speeds is noisy, and that's due to the CVT holding a constant RPM, but it is adequately swift. Not once did I feel like the Impreza RS needed more power to serve its purpose as a commuter car. The steering has enough useful feedback, balancing nicely between dull and overactive, and for the majority of buyers/drivers, it'll perform exactly as desired, consistently and easily. As for the suspension, the Impreza soaks up most of the road imperfections adequately. There's still some stiffness to the ride, and it's felt increasingly over gravel and dirt roads, but even on paved roads there's an air of tightness that's not present on the competition. If you don't mind a touch of stiffness to your ride, then the Impreza absolutely does the trick. I will say, however, that through my entire week-long journey, the Impreza was impressively comfortable overall to drive, and I could have easily racked up another 1,000 clicks with ease. What's the interior of the 2024 Subaru Impreza like? Well, what's new for 2024 is the infotainment system. For one thing, it's the same 11.6-inch tablet screen found in newer Subaru models, and that's aside from the base trim, which suffers with a 7.0-inch screen. The system is ideal if you're using steering wheel audio controls and set your temperature to automatic. Poking at the mostly responsive touchscreen to adjust HVAC settings is something that just doesn't make sense to me. For instance, while you can adjust the temperature via physical buttons, you can't adjust the fan speed nor the air direction. It's a bit of a mixed bag on the inside because you have this really high-tech screen, different sizes from different trims, but Subaru decided to keep the old school heated seat switches, which have come out of lots of previous vehicles, and in some of the newer Subarus the heated seat function is on the actual large touchscreen, so it's a bit of a peculiar choice there. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard wirelessly on the 3 higher trims, and the 10-speaker Harman Kardon audio system on the RS and Sport Tech are worth removing the touring and convenience trims from consideration. On the RS trim, we do have the red trim seats, looks really sharp, and after doing nearly 2,000 kilometers over the course of a week on the Cabot Trail, no driver fatigue, no fidgeting, no moving around. I gotta say, Subaru's done a really good job, and exclusive to Canada is the very top trim Sport Tech, which does get leather, and unfortunately the States don't get it, but I guess Canada just won the lottery as far as leather seats go. Other benefits looking at higher trims include a wireless phone charger, premium audio, aluminum alloy pedals, and a sunroof. Is it worth the $1,800 to jump from the Touring to the RS for the interior additions alone? Well, I'm glad you asked, because let's jump into pricing. How much does a 2024 Subaru Impreza cost? The sweet spot in the lineup is the RS trim, as it blends a sportier appearance with a better interior and comes with a price tag in the mid-$30,000 for MSRP. Below that is a Touring trim in the low 30s, about $1,800 less than the RS. For such a small price increase and large improvements, the RS boasts the best value in the lineup. Bookending the 2024 Impreza as far as trims go are the convenience of the bottom, which comes in at the high $20,000 mark, and the very top trim, which is the Sport Tech, and that comes in at the high $30,000 mark. Finally, let's touch on the competition. So what does the 2024 Subaru Impreza compete with? Well, the Mazda 3 Sport hatchback is the Impreza's most direct competitor, and it's the only one with available all-wheel drive, so it matches up with Subaru's Symmetrical all-wheel drive system. The Mazda's price range for all-wheel drive across all their three trims is also similar to the Impreza in the high $20K to high $30K range. Shape and space-wise, the perennial leaders Toyota Corolla and Honda Civic will be on nearly everyone's cross-shopping list. Both vehicles, the Civic and the Corolla, are very impressive and absolutely should be considered. Internally, the platform mate to the Impreza is the Subaru Crosstrek, and that'll make the choice even tougher as it's very closely priced, within a couple of $1,000s per trim. It offers the same power, but with a height advantage paired with increased capability and their X-Drive modes. Between the four, the Mazda 3, Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, and Subaru Impreza, there's no bad choice. It just depends on what you're specifically looking for out of your hatchback. To answer the popular question of is the 2024 Subaru Impreza a good car, simply put, yes. If you're in the market for something with a smaller footprint that's easy to drive, easy to park, has ample power, the Impreza makes a fine choice as long as you get that 2.5-liter engine, which comes on the higher trims. Those who enjoy driving longer distances will find its comfort satisfying, even with its imperfect smoothness to ride quality. Those valuing tech will be absolutely rewarded with a larger screen on higher trims and Subaru's standard and very impressive EyeSight suite of superb safety systems. The only thing that the Subaru Impreza can't help is its relative lack of popularity against the aforementioned competition. As a smaller brand, the Subaru Impreza suffers from the classic middle child syndrome. Sometimes it's unjustly forgotten about, but when remembered, it remains impressive despite the occasional irks. The 2024 Subaru Impreza is the easiest way to get into the Subaru lineup as far as price goes. Yes, it's kind of the same as the Crosstrek, but the Crosstrek's a little higher and meant for a different purpose. So if you need something to get you around the city with a little bit of style and ample power if you pick higher trims, lots of standard safety, and just a really good driving experience overall, the Subaru Impreza is something that should definitely be on your short list. For Driving.ca, I'm Jay Canna. Connect with us on our website, which is Driving.ca, and engage with us on our social media platforms.